And we are live. Well, wonderful. So wonderful to have everybody here with us today. This is actually the third of our series of Reigniting Careers. And just what a great opportunity to have these conversations over the past couple of weeks. You know, this has been a true partnership between YWCA and Guilford Partnership for Children, NC Works, and NC Works Next Gen. It has just been so wonderful to hear about the resources available for individuals who are looking to reignite their careers. For YWCA, we have our Women's Resource Center here that provides resource referrals as well as educational opportunities just like this. And so for individuals that may have questions, we ask you just to reach out to us. I'm going to let Kim share a little bit about Guilford Partnership.
Hi, I'm Kim with the Guilford County Partnership for Children. We are so pleased to be a part of this today. We are the contractor with the state for the NC Pre-K program, and we also do funding for some local community partners. We are very interested in being a part of anything that helps our families. And as important as careers are, we're very happy to be a part of this. At this point, I will pass it off to Jeremiah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Kim. Very grateful for this opportunity and this partnership. Here at NC Works Next Gen, we provide career readiness services for young adults 16 to 24 in 4 or 5 big steps: soft skill training, paid internships, short-term occupational training that's free, and direct employment assistance. So the full package. If you're needing employment assistance or interested in getting a career, you can come by the Career Center at 2301 West Meadowview Road or 607 Idle Street in High Point, or you can contact me directly at 336-270-9054. And I just want to give you a little information about a drive-through hiring event that we're hosting at 1804 East Market Street in Greensboro on October 9th from 10 to 2, drive-through hiring event. We're going to have FedEx, Amazon, Ecolab, AWP, a number of employers that have a load of positions available. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Cameo Parks, which is our Business Services Representative, Work-Based Learning Coordinator with NC Works, Guilford County, working both locations. Awesome individual, has, is very connected in the community. So I just want you to give your attention to Ms. Cameo as she shares what she has today on discussing your criminal background with an employer. Thank you.
So good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for having me, inviting me to be a part of this discussion. NC Works is really a one-stop shop, and we offer so many services that the community, unfortunately, are not aware of. As Jeremiah mentioned, there's the Next Gen program where young people can further their education and get training in addition to employment services. And there is the adult side of that, which is the adult program and dislocated workers. And what that looks like is we serve a population who is typically at risk, which could mean anything from a dislocated worker, meaning that you have recently been laid off due to COVID, which is what we're seeing right now for a lot of job seekers coming in. Barrier-ridden communities, which means that you are affiliated with the justice system. And so that's what we're going to talk a little bit about today. On the business service side, we run into individuals and clients who are nervous to explain their backgrounds. From the employer perspective, it is extremely honorable. If you have gotten before me as an employer and I'm already interested in you, right? I have your application, I have your resume, that means I'm already interested. If during the process, there is an opportunity for you to beat me to the question, right? If there's anything I need to be concerned with, there's some questions that employers can't ask, but if you are forthcoming and you say, I just want to let you know, I was formerly incarcerated for, a nonviolent offense. I served this time, but here's what I'm doing now. And oftentimes we run into situations where clients don't want to participate in the work readiness aspect, right? Because everyone thinks that they're ready for work. But an employer wants to hear how you are transitioning. We want to know how you are moving forward in your life, how you've made a change, what that looks like if you're in school. And so NC Works provides that resource. We have the ability, to sort of almost increase your marketing by saying, yes, this person is participating in partnerships with reentry programs or Working Smart programs, which teaches about, how to maintain a job. You have HRD classes, which teach you sort of soft skills, right? How to show up on time, apparel, all of those things, right? Because there has to be a transition period. And because an employer cannot ask a specific question during an interview about your charge, it's important that you know that you can disclose less is more and be truthful in it. They do have the option to do a background check, so they're going to find out some things, but I'm more apt to hire you. I want to give you a chance. I want to give you a second opportunity when you are forthcoming. And so we have been able to place here since I started in the end of June, we have placed 5 or 6 ex-offenders in roles where they are making more than $14 an hour, which is excellent, with backgrounds. And so we walk them through that process. Our career advisors are trained to have that conversation and get them ready with assessments and things of that nature. And so you will have the practice for your interview. Most people, I think whether you have a background or not, everybody gets nervous about the tell me a little bit about yourself, right? And so you want to focus on your education, your background, not necessarily your criminal background or your previous charges, but where you're moving forward, those soft skills again, those classes that you've taken, perhaps a certification or something that you earned while you were incarcerated, which says a lot to an employer that there's initiative, that you are still searching and that you are engaged, okay? So those are important steps and things to talk about. You want to turn every opportunity for something to be negative into a positive, okay? So if you say something like, I'm really eager. I'm looking for something right now. Why are you looking for something right now? Well, I have a family I'm looking to take care of, and I want to be able to provide for my family. Have you job hopped? Right? Have you worked more than 3 months? If not, were they temporary positions? Yes, I'm taking temporary positions until I can find something stable. I want to be stable to provide for my family, or, I want to be stable to provide for myself, to really turn over a new leaf. And I cannot do that if I don't have a stable opportunity. So you want to think of it as a sales pitch. They are already interested in you because you have the interview. You want to use language that is engaging. You want to be comfortable in the interview, and all of that is something that we offer here at NC Works. There's a part of that you will get during your career advisement and speaking with the reentry specialist. There are a couple of clinics that happen that go on that allow you to learn and get comfortable telling your story, so that when you tell it from a place that is safe and constructive, right? And not anything damaging that can be used against you. And I tell this to people all the time. The reality is you cannot see rejection. You cannot see the turn away, right? If the employer is not interested, you cannot see it as rejection. It's getting you closer to where you need to be. If an employer is not interested in hiring you, that is okay. It gets you one step closer to where you need to be. And you want to work for an employer that is going to be receptive and open to training and open to giving you a second chance, as opposed to being on the other side of that process. Here in Guilford County, like Jeremiah mentioned, we are located in both Greensboro and High Point. We do take walk-ins, so you can come into the center, be registered, and in some cases leave within employment within a week. In some instances, it takes a little longer than that. There is resume preparation. There are classes that help you get prepared. There are classes that help you tell that story so that you can sell that information to an employer in a safe way. And so that's what I have for you all. Are there any questions?
I think this was really good information. Again, Ms. Cameo, this is it. Just to underscore, owning those mitigating factors, and citing examples of growth, maturity. People love a story, and just selling that story in the way that you really put it is really key. A story of redemption. Okay, you were at this stage,
Yeah.
and now you've grown to this level. And really, sometimes there are employers that do recognize that setbacks are really setups for comebacks. And so just being able to really sell that and communicate that is really key. And working with, business services representatives and individuals within the Career Center that have these connections, the dates for expungement clinics, the dates for soft skills that really help you sell those mitigating and to have those certifications, credentials, HRD, things to let them know that you're committed to going through the process of being loyal and then the dependable employee. And so great information. I love it. I just wanted to add that we're going to have virtual expungement clinics here in NC Works for individuals that are registered, whereas you can learn more information about the expungement process. It can be a little bit vague, the difference between expungement and expunction. So those are going to be on September 23rd and September 30th. They're both Wednesdays from 10 to 11, but you have to, in order to get the service and to speak with our regional reentry specialist, you need to be registered. You need to come by the Career Center and receive that service, because it'll be very valuable. Thank you so much, Kenya. That's all I have.
Jeremiah, if you could maybe put the, once we on Facebook Live, if you could put the link to the dates for the expungement clinics there, that would be wonderful. And Cameo, wow, I mean, very much so. It is, I think, how you shared the importance of, I mean, everybody has things that they've overcome, but what you've learned from it and those soft skill pieces, I think that is a huge piece. Especially as employers are looking and interviewing, you're right. They made it to the interview, the open and honesty and transparency of this is what I've learned. This is where I'm going. I mean, it's wonderful information. And Cameo, if you'd also put your information, so in the Facebook Live.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Thanks there, Jeremiah. Perfect. So you, after we're done, Cameo, maybe you could put your contact information in there. That would be wonderful. So
perfect.
What a great program. Kim, any questions you may have?
I can't think of any. I guess maybe the biggest question I have is how much practice do you think that people looking for new careers need to get for, because I know that answering these questions doesn't always come easily.
Right. So I would say, but from past experience, what we have them do, there is a template of questions that employers typically ask, right? And so we walk through a script that helps you tell that story in a safe way, right? And so you need to be practicing that, whether you are here before me with a career advisor, with Jeremiah, you need to practice that at home. It is almost your elevation, your elevator pitch, right? So in case you run into someone who says, hey, oh my goodness, I love how you helped that young lady, I don't know, move a box. Are you looking for work? You have a spill immediately right there prepared. And so it really takes commitment to thinking about how you brand yourself. It's really about branding. And so that's a constant thing that we do. We encourage participants to sort of look in the mirror and have that conversation at least twice a week, if not more, especially upon interviewing time, because you want to really not getting an interview and what I say, I call it vomit. You don't want to get in an interview and because you panic, you just sort of vomit the first thing that comes out because fear has gripped you. When you practice for something, what's on the inside is going to come out. Right. And so you've got to practice that, put that into practice. And so I would say twice a week, in addition to the classes, revamping it, making sure you're comfortable with it, going over it with someone is important. And it's an ongoing thing because we're constantly learning. Rules are changing. There are some spaces where, employers, are open and may not ask at all. And so you may feel like, do I need to disclose? Again, an employer, I'm going to see it as honorable because I didn't have to ask, And I need to mention that the NC Works Business Service Department has partnered with about 6 employers who are working directly with justice affected families and people. So that is an important part of our population. We cannot sort of leave them up behind, right, in this transition as we're working with dislocated workers.
Awesome. Another thing that I just want to mention is we have 4 main approved career pathways in NC Works: in aviation, advanced manufacturing, healthcare, and transportation logistics. And speaking with your case manager and your career advisor, you will find that some of those career pathways are open to justice served populations. So if you're struggling to find employment, come on out to the Career Center because there are employment gaps that employers have, and perhaps you just need a credential so that you can be a desirable, more attractive employee, and that the employers will come to you. There are gaps out here, so just kind of changing up your message, just as Miss Cameo has stated. Great information.
Wonderful information. Well, again, Cameo and Jeremiah, I mean, all the resources that are available through NC Works is just remarkable. And thank y'all for coming on and sharing today. I can share that just personally getting to know y'all are full of expertise, information, and giving guidance and mentoring for individuals. And a huge thank you for the work that y'all do. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate it. Yes.
Let's see. Our next program coming up is where I got that right here somewhere. Next week we have Jobs of the Future. That's exactly right. So again, we hope that individuals will join us for Jobs of the Future, and we'll be Facebook Live again next week at 8 o'clock, and I mean not 8 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Yeah, 11 o'clock. So, and we look forward to continuing our conversation to help individuals reignite their careers. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.